All right. First of all, congratulations, coach, on the big win. Can you just take us through your thought process through the game and how you think your team played?
You know, I told him the game is just like last time. It's as much as going to be tactics, X's and O's, and it'll come out. It's just about who wants it more. And I thought we started a little slow, being a little too nice a little bit to them, and letting them kind of do what they want to do. And you know, uh, silly things can happen in that. And I think we could have been a little more aggressive, be a bit meaner, and be a bit more intentional with what we were doing. But then, as it went on, okay, we woke up, and obviously we got the goal, very similar to the first goal down there. Just got the ball in, got the block, caught him, got wide, followed the run, and we scored the goal. So I mean, overall, happy with it. It just comes down to sheer will and fight to some degree, and those little individual battles are gonna take you through to the end.
Yeah. Over the course of this U20 team, obviously you've seen the development of those players, but how have you installed in them like life values and things like that? And seeing their development is like people out off of the soccer field.
Well, this game is, I think, very reflective on life itself. And so we try to use whatever we can in the game to teach us those examples. But I mean, it's throwing those young kids in the game. And now okay, how are you going to, deal with playing against grown men to we had a game where we played a 25-year-old. We got 16-year-old guys playing against 25-year-old in the game. Um, but it's also the stuff that starts here with our model and hires and all that stuff. Can we teach these values and embrace these values so that way it carries on the training field, it carries onto the pitch and everything. And then whether we put you in a comfortable environment, uncomfortable environment for you to grow and everything, can you still embrace, those values? And it's it's those little things that you see it. Hopefully, obviously, you see it on and off the field. But I think that's we try to use the game and then obviously our beliefs and values and try to put those two together.
Hey, Coach, so especially the first half, saw what we call it a very chippy battle out there, very, very heated at times. How do you help younger players be able to keep their focus when things are starting to get maybe on the borderline of out of control on the field?
Well, just kind of going back to the whole life thing and how it relates and all that. Stuff happens in life, right? Life's not fair to a degree, and you know listen, refs are people too. I'm not trying. They make mistakes. Without them, though, there's no game. We're not playing for anything. It's just we're playing for fun and everything. So it is what it is. You got to deal with it and move on. If you let it get to you, then yeah, maybe it starts to get a little bit out of control. Whether it's us or them, but it's also how you're going to deal with adversity. And that's something we look for in players. Are they going to let this stuff add up and make them make silly decisions in the game? So it's a good life lesson here, to learn and all that stuff. And yeah, as much as we don't always agree with refs and everything. Without them, we're not playing a game. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. You got to move on, shut your mouth, and go.
Right. And you got anything else?
Well, my question is, got the job done, top of the table. So what are your thoughts sort of moving into the next phase of the season?
I mean, keep going. Now we're going to Florida, so now we got a nice little not break, so to speak, but no more league games until we go to playoffs in Florida in early December. So now we're just gonna get back in training and sharpen up and do what we got to do to be best prepared for Florida.
Yeah. For you personally, how have you developed as a head coach over this time from when you first started to now?
In a lot of ways, obviously, being with Mika and Darren, and I've known Darren for a while, and then meeting Mika last year, but being under them and just taking little things, big things and applying it. So just being in that environment and learning every day just by your colleagues. And then I'm also currently on the A course, with Mika as well. So there's a lot of stuff that I've learned with that bringing into here. So my development this year has been pretty big in that sense. So any little thing I can take, I do my best to do what I can, and obviously past experiences as well with maybe what didn't work well, what did work well. Okay, I need to learn something new here. Is it going to make me grow and all that? But the environment itself has helped me grow in many, many ways.
So I gotta ask, who's doing better in the A course, you or Mika?
Oh, I mean, he's teaching us, so probably him.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Last question. Just you overall, like when you look at the development of these players and you see a lot of your players just transitioning back and forth between the first team and the U20 team, how do you deal with that? Like trying to make sure that we know you're part of the first team and whatnot, but like how do you fit into the core of this group and managing those minutes as well?
I mean, it's a lot of things. I mean, one, we want to make sure that the standards in training alone are high. What it is at the first team, just because it's you know, your U16 doesn't mean your standards are any lower than what the pro guys are doing. So we're trying to, you know, tie it together with, you know, first day training environment as well. You get that closer together, and then now you just plug and play with, you know, what you're doing with James Sneddon playing, you know, first team game and everything. That's essentially, you know, where it begins and where it starts is you start holding those higher standards in the youth trainings and stuff, and then the academy trainings. Now first team guys come down, the speed of play and everything is it's, you know, just plug and play at that point. But you know, that's probably one of the biggest pieces, you know, is making sure that the standards stay high and that this is not a, you know, this is not another youth soccer thing. You know, this is a true pathway what we're trying to do with getting guys to the first team and all that stuff. And, you know, they're doing a great job of it, you know, and
Yeah.
credits all to the boys.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate it, and
Thank you.
happy for you.
You want to talk?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, James. Got a clean sheet on today. How does it feel? I mean, recently you just played in a pro game against Spokane. Now you're coming down to a U20 game against NCFC. How has what is the biggest transition for you between those two games? Like, how is the environment?
Yeah, no, first of all, super happy to get the clean sheet. It was first in a while at City and much needed. And yeah, the first team prepares me for these games really well. I think it's a pretty seamless transition at this point between it. And it feels like once you start training with the first team, the game kind of starts to slow down at this level for you, which really helps.
You guys have anything?
Yeah. So obviously, well played out there, tonight, and kind of walk us through, the keeper's eyes, especially in the second half. North Carolina started to apply a little bit, more pressure. What were you seeing out of, the whole team that, allowed you all to be able to keep the clean sheet?
Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing with last minute defending or with defending and when you're tired is mentality. So I think the boys showed a really good fight, and I'm super proud of each and every one of them in getting this result over the line. So, yeah.
How easy was it having Griffin Garnett back there in the back line with you tonight?
Yeah, he's a joke. He's a top player. So obviously at this level he can do a lot of things, and that helps us. His composure from out the back.
And also, I mean, we heard you were very loud out there tonight, but directed a lot of the traffic that was going on, director players and whatnot. How do you think that helps a lot of these guys that are looking to go to the first team, helps them get prepared for that?
Yeah, no, it's a lot easier to be loud when the crowd is not drowning you out. So you guys, that's a cool part about the academy games is you guys can hear all the things we're saying on the field. But yeah, I just try to help the team however I can. So, I mean, I can see everything from behind them, so I'm gonna always give them as much information as possible to try to help them be prepared for the situations.
And obviously, this is the first year of the U20 program here at Richmond Kickers. What does it mean for in the first year you guys progress and go down to Florida in December?
Yeah, it's what we set out to do. At the beginning of the season, we knew that we'd have to pretty much win every game to get there, and that's what we did, bar one. So, job done, and now time to go to Florida and compete for the championship.
All right. Thank you so much, James.
No worries.
Okay, unofficial.
All right, Brendan, give us your thoughts on tonight's game and your performance so far.
I mean, yeah, I thought we did a really good job. I mean, first half, I felt like it was a little slow. We had a tough time getting into it. They played around us really well. But, I mean, getting that early goal, I feel like it gave us the right mindset to move forward and keep our defensive efforts really strong. In the second half, we continued to do well defensively. We always stayed connected as a team, and we really just fought till the end.
You were part of the assist on the first goal, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Tell us through that moment and describe us through the game, like how you got there and everything.
Well, I realized James played a long ball up to Nick, so it felt like a good moment to step up as an outside back because there was a load of space all throughout the middle, and so I found the ball as it popped out, and I saw Nick at the back post, and I just clipped it in behind.
Yeah. And from what we're hearing from all your coaches, you've been training with the first team. How has those practices been versus what you've been used to and everything?
Oh, they've been great. I mean, the speed of play is just amazing. The transition was definitely a lot going from my U19 team to this, and then also playing with the U20s. it's just been a great experience.
That speed of play and whatnot, like obviously in the pros is probably at the highest level, but coming back here, do you kind of find yourself kind of like reading the game a lot differently and a lot more slower?
Yeah, I do. I feel like it's slowed down an immense amount. I mean, I get the ball and I just have so much time to pick my head up, see if I want to play a long ball, just
Yeah.
pass it down the line, or just play it back. And there's so much time.
Is right back your natural position?
It is, yeah.
What makes you so good at right back? Because we were out there watching you tonight, man, and a lot of people were impressed with your game.
I would say my work rate. I feel like that's the biggest part of my game. I always want the ball. Always want to win the ball on defense, and I feel like whenever I'm up against someone 1v1, it's my goal to win the ball, and I try to.
And obviously tonight you guys got a huge win over NCFC, you know, a local rival for the Kickers here and whatnot. How do you guys take this momentum? Obviously, you guys got a long break to December, but how do you guys transition that into December where you guys go down to Florida and play in the tournament?
I feel like we just keep working. We keep playing our game, playing what we do, doing our style of play, and working as hard as possible.
All right. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Did a good job. See how easy that was? Hey, Axel, how you doing, man? You good?
Good. How are you?
All right, I'm good. Take us through your performance tonight, how you think you played and everything.
I think I played good. You know, I made a little mistakes, but just gotta learn and move on. Just make sure you don't make doesn't happen again. And stuff. You know, learn.
Yeah. How has your first year been in this environment? Obviously, the U20 team is new as a whole thing, but how has your first year been so far with it?
I think it's been pretty good. You know, intense, a lot of physical, big guys and stuff. But I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about how much you've been able to learn from, especially today playing next to Griffin, having James right behind you, two guys who have played first team minutes this year. What have they been able to bring to your development as well?
I think the communication part, you know, how much they communicate, like how really that how important that is and stuff. And yeah, that's it. I gotta improve on that as well.
How big is that communication to have back there as a center back? Because obviously, you're almost the last line before the goalkeeper, but to have a goalkeeper that's very verbal, and then to have another center back partner that's played pro minutes, how big is that for your development?
I think it's pretty good, you know, because at the top level, like if you don't communicate, they can counter and score and stuff, you know. But yeah, I think it's pretty important stuff.
And for you, like since you've been playing with this U20 team, like what's been the biggest growth for you so far over this span of time that you've been playing with the team?
I think just being more aggressive, you know, playing against the bigger guys help you.
I think you got that part down, put down pat.
Yeah, playing against bigger guys, you know, because my team is not as intense, you know, but playing against guys 2 years older than you is pretty hard.
Yeah, and obviously tonight was a very chippy match and whatnot. How do you kind of borderline that? Like, you have to be aggressive because, like you said, you're playing against guys that are bigger of you. But also, you have a ref that's kind of a little car happy. How do you balance that?
I mean, I just try to stay calm and stuff, you know, let the game go and stuff.
Okay. And obviously, like I was saying, you guys got a big win tonight. You guys go down to Florida. How excited are you to go down in December down to Florida and show everyone what this U20 team can do?
I'm really excited, you know, playing against the better teams and like different conference and stuff, you know, and show what Richmond is really about. So
All right.
make a name for ourselves.
Appreciate you, man. See, you did well.
Excellent job.